Jaden Smith recently shared some thoughts that surprised a lot of people. He talked about how complicated his childhood was and how certain decisions made by Jada and Will had a lasting impact on both him and Willow. After years of public rumors, online debates, and media attention around the Smith family, Jaden has finally started opening up about what life was really like behind the scenes. In this video, we're going to look at what Jaden and Willow have said in interviews and public appearances, along with moments where Jada herself may have revealed more than she intended.
If I was still on my porn game, I'd be able to show you some good porn, because back in the day, I had a little porn addiction.
Jada Pinkett Smith getting candid about her past struggle with porn.
I actually feel like I was using maybe addiction a little lightly. And maybe I will say now that I had an unhealthy relationship to porn at one point in my life where I was trying to practice abstinence.
Growing up in the shadow of a global superstar like Will Smith was never easy for Jaden. Many people believe the pressure inside the Smith household was intense, especially as Will's career continued to grow. Over the years, Jada has spoken openly about struggles in her marriage and personal frustrations, which some fans feel may have affected the family dynamic. Viewers have often questioned whether that tension spilled over into how the children were raised.
You know, Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay?
One moment that caused a lot of discussion online was a scene from Red Table Talk, where Jada and Willow talked about sensitive topics related to growing up in the spotlight. Willow mentioned being exposed to adult themes at a young age, which shocked many viewers. Some felt the conversation was too personal to be shared so publicly, especially with Jada and her mother sitting right beside her. It quickly became one of the most talked about moments from the show.
Nothing to do with me. So I was like, okay, so she's just scrolling. And when I tell you I saw some of the most hardcore pornography on Tumblr.
It wasn't, Mom. It really wasn't.
It was hard.
It really wasn't.
It was hardcore for you to be seeing at freaking 11 years old.
Tumblr,
I could not believe that.
No, Tumblr is more of the artistic aspect of it, though.
Not what I saw. Well, nothing artistic about that. I saw some hardcore
I don't remember
stuff.
what you saw, but
yeah,
what I
remember graphically.
What I know about Tumblr.
I was like, Willow, and she was like, don't even pay attention to it. We're getting to my page. I was like, I can't believe kids are exposed to this on a daily basis. I was profoundly disturbed.
But the thing that I will say, though, is that because I had you and Daddy to actually like have real conversations with, that stuff didn't really affect me because I knew I had a connection with people that I could talk to about it and knew like what the reality of it was.
Let me ask you a question, because back in the day, porn for my generation started in magazines, and then you had to like go to a CD store to get a VHS tape. Like you had to like
we didn't have access.
We didn't have access to it like that. So if you had to like really go on an adventure to go see some pornography. Whereas for your generation, it's on your phone. It's porn in your pocket.
Porn in your pocket.
What have you seen in regards to your generation? Do you know boys that are fascinated with porn or like who have a specific...
I mean, I have two brothers.
Yes,
so,
you do.
They're not addicted to porn.
No, they're not addicted to porn, but like I've done seen some stuff.
Right.
What? What is going on?
That's a TMI moment. All right. Like, all right.
She's like, I can't take it.
I can't. I think I'll probably be in too much shock to even converse.
Most parents try to shield their kids from adult issues for as long as possible, which is why that episode left so many people uncomfortable. Jada, however, has always believed in openness and honesty, even when it comes to difficult subjects. During that same discussion, she spoke about her own experiences and views, which some viewers felt crossed a line. The moment sparked strong reactions across social media.
You have that porn that's more sensual. That's, you know, it's like, it's very sensual, very done in a very artistic way. You know, you slow motion.
Exactly.
You know,
All
very
right, exactly.
Jada, Willow, and Adrian talking a little porn.
porn at the Red Table, a new episode that streams Monday on Facebook Watch.
Talking a little porn. The ladies get into some heavy conversation, though. And props to Willow, who has sat through some serious TMI.
I can imagine if my mama and my grandmama were having some of the conversations that they have had at this table, and you got to get up and instead you give a, wow, yeah. Ooh. And I take that as a signal of like, okay.
Right. Yeah, she can really give some expression.
Jaden and Willow both grew up in a very open household where topics that are usually kept private were discussed freely. According to interviews and public conversations, the Smith home didn't follow traditional rules when it came to boundaries. While some fans admired the honesty, others felt that certain things should never be shared in front of children.
You know, about the things they were doing allegedly to certain people and all that. And I told you that Jada was addicted to. So how Jada would watch at the house is she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV, and she could play whatever video she watching. So now I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm gonna let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember. Your wino's gonna remember it. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm gonna sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do. Period. And I gotta have evidence. So we not playing. That's why they didn't sue. So back to these discs with all these this homemade on it or whatever. Okay, somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house with this alleged on it, right? Jada thought, so now we get into why she's even more mad. So Jada thought I had something to do with the disc being stolen, right? And one thing that they allegedly did was report it stolen. So whoever comes out with this video or tape or anything have stolen property. They're going to jail, right? Okay, now that's why me and Jada's relationship got to be so toxic towards the end, because she thought I stole these videos. So there are videos of her with other people. But I saw some of the video. Mind you, when Jada at the house.
Was any of them allegedly MC Light?
Yes.
I just had that was just
why didn't you let me say that?
That was just my own opinion.
Come on,
I had no dog in this fight.
Oh, goodness.
But I always felt like, in my opinion, that her and MC Light kind of had something going on, and they used men, Will and MC Light's husband, to cover it up.
So,
and then we had a lady that came.
What made things even more uncomfortable for many people was seeing these deeply personal stories later joked about or revisited on television. When those moments were replayed and discussed on Red Table Talk, Willow's body language showed just how uneasy she felt. Viewers noticed the discomfort, even if it wasn't directly acknowledged.
Ever had an addiction? Yes, I've had several.
Jada Pinkett Smith opens up about her struggles with addiction.
I'm hoping that it will give people the freedom also in their lives to find their truth.
The 46-year-old actress got extremely candid on the latest episode of her hit Facebook Watch series, Red Table Talk, where she revealed her addiction to sex.
When I was young, I definitely think I had a sex addiction of some kind. Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or
It's the behavior.
It's the behavior that's attached to it. Because if you want to have a lot of sex, that's great. But why are you having all that sex? That's what you got to look at. You know what I mean?
Wasn't the only obstacle she's faced.
I became a gym addict. I was just in the gym constantly. And then I remember reaching a rock bottom. That time I was in the house by myself, and I had those 2 bottles of wine and was going for the 3rd bottle, and it was like, now hold up. You in this house by yourself going on to your 3rd
That's gangster.
bottle of wine. You might have a problem.
Jada says she was able to combat the issues herself.
I went cold turkey. That's the thing about me. I can go cold turkey.
Yeah.
I am a binger, and I always have to watch myself and just how I can get just obsessed with things. And, you know, it's not what you're doing, but how you.
While Willow eventually found her own voice and created distance from the chaos, Jaden seemed to struggle more. Jada has spoken in the past about her personal battles and healing journey, and she admitted that those struggles sometimes overlapped with her parenting. Jaden later talked about wanting independence at a young age, which many fans believe was his way of trying to escape the emotional weight inside the household.
Plant medicine 10 years ago to deal with my depression, and it knocked it out.
Something Jada says she can speak to from personal experience.
What it does, unlike just going to therapy and putting people on Prozac, right? Which I did that too.
Which that is not successful for so many people.
And that's the thing. So for me, I had struggled with depression for so long. You know, I mean, crippling depression. So the thing about the plant medicine is that not only does it help you feel better, but it helps you solve the problems of how you got there in the first place.
As for Jaden, he says recent studies that touted mushrooms as one of the most significant advances in treating depression over more traditional antidepressants inspired his use of psychedelics.
It started as pure curiosity.
Yeah. The 23-year-old added that he started using the drug out of curiosity, and doing so led to his understanding of what ego was for the first time.
It was always in my head talking, telling me what I was and what I wasn't. And for the first time, I had like a ego dissolution where I was like, that was the moment that really changed me. You get to a place in your life where you're blocked by something, whether it's a trauma, whether it's your emotions, your ego, not being able to express yourself. And then I feel like psychedelics are a way to tear down that wall and see what's beyond it. Doing it guided with people that are professionals, I feel like really increases the chances of having that mystical experience.
Since psychedelics are still illegal, Jaden says it's important to be guided by a professional, which the table agrees is the only way some people can feel safe enough to leave themselves in such a vulnerable position.
You gotta wanna do it. This is not play. Yeah. And you gotta be really willing to confront some hard stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very healing, and it's changed my.
And remember, Jada has openly admitted that she has a past involving substance use.
You've opened up and talked about back in your early days when you were younger. You said that you were a drug dealer, and you said you just decided that this one little piece was important to share.
A bad one at that.
You weren't even a good drug dealer.
I wasn't a good one.
Oh no! But you said it was finally time to share. So why was now the time?
Well, I felt like there had been, and still is, a lot of missing pieces to my relationship with Tupac, and I know that there's a lot of...
That I was very unhappy, but just couldn't figure out why. Because everybody thought how I thought. You've got everything. What is wrong with you? Because I didn't know what was wrong with me either. Because you have to remember, during that time, no one was really talking about mental health.
Ayahuasca really was...
That was the turning point.
So that in and of itself turned you from the brink of suicide.
And I never had a suicidal thought again. Now, in saying that, ayahuasca is not for everybody. Yeah. And I want to be very clear about that. You have to really have someone who's very trained to guide you through that. It was a very extreme situation for me, but I swear I'm so grateful that I went through it, because in 4 days, I have 4 excruciating nights, but on the other side, I never...
And you never had a suicidal thought since then?
Never.
Because of everything Jada put him through, Jaden began to struggle badly and nearly ruined his own life. Will was rarely around, leaving Jaden and Willow stuck with someone who only seemed to care about herself. That's one of the reasons Jaden chose to walk away from the entertainment industry. He wanted distance from both Jada and Will.
When I'm at school, sometimes my dad will just pull his pants down.
Will is always, Will is always playing. He
Okay. Kiss my
Jaden jumped up and ran.
he was trying to?
No, not on the set he wasn't trying to kiss me, but after the set he'll try to kiss me or anywhere else.
Jaden saw firsthand how his mom would cheat on his dad.
Jaden grew up watching his mother cheat on his father and then explain it away as her version of personal freedom. That's why he later repeated the same behavior in his own relationships. Not long ago, reports surfaced that Jaden had been unfaithful to his girlfriend, Sabrina Zada, with a French model. And this wasn't even the first time. Now there are rumors he's in an open relationship. But who taught him that this kind of behavior was okay in the first place?
Kings out there that have been cheated on by their women. Stop making it your fault. Yes, women cheat too. Now, here's the other thing. Sex is one of the strongest forces in the universe that we have to deal with. This is about self-mastery. It's not even about what's going on in a relationship. This is about self-mastery. Okay? So if you think just because somebody says they love you, or you think just because they want to be in a relationship with you, that means that that's going to dissolve all their traumas that they come with, you know what I'm saying? And that they're going to know how to deal with their traumas? Nah, people gonna mess up. So here's the thing. Make sure you're with someone that is interested in mastering themselves and everything that they come with. And I know that there's a lot of pain that comes with infidelity, but relationships is a spiritual endeavor. Just make sure you're with somebody who's worth it.
While Jada was telling the world that cheating on your spouse was acceptable, Jaden publicly came out as gay and said he was dating Tyler, the Creator. At the same time, Jada was also trying to convince people that she and Will had an open marriage. She called it a transparent marriage, but it's pretty obvious what she meant by that.
Everybody talks about you all the time.
Right.
You know, just lots of rumors and tabloids and all of that. And you were very careful in the book not in a whiny way or whatever. Let me clarify this.
Right.
Let me clarify these things that have been said. And one of the things that you are careful to clarify is it was never an open relationship.
Thank you. But yes, it was
a transparent. You say it's a transparent relationship. And what do you mean by that?
So transparent meaning, look, I wasn't going to fool myself into thinking that we as 20-some-year-olds, babies, mind you, getting married and living in Tinseltown, spending a lot of time apart, okay, that we weren't going to run into temptation situations.
You're young, beautiful, rich, temptation. Right. You're apart a lot. Temptation is raining down on you.
Right, exactly, right? And I'm like, hey, we got to be in partnership with this. Like, I wanted to face it head on and just go, I didn't want to create a culture of deceit or betrayal between us. And I just wanted to be real about it from the gate. I had seen so much just with, I knew what street fame brought dudes. Okay? I knew what street fame brought. And I'm like, if street fame does that, I can only imagine what global fame does. And from me, my own experience walking into rooms, all eyes on me, and how intoxicating that was as a young woman. You know what I mean? It's like I had been there and done that, you know, in regards to my earlier years before I met Will. But I just knew that I just wasn't going to set myself up that way. But it was never an open marriage, you know, and like either one of us get to do whatever we want to do. That was never the case.
As you say in the book, it's about eliminating the possibility of betrayal.
Yeah.
If something happens or you want it to happen, talk about it.
Absolutely.
Which is the healthiest way to go in.
Listen.
Because it happens to everybody.
Listen, if you expect to be with somebody forever, ever.
In 2023, Jada released her memoir, Worthy. In the book, she admitted to being unfaithful to Will multiple times. When Will confronted her about it during an episode of Red Table Talk, Jada actually tried to shift the blame onto him for her cheating.
Jada Pinkett Smith brought herself to the red table, and surprisingly, her husband Will Smith joined her. They talked about pain, healing, and yes, Jada's entanglement with August Alsina.
It's all love.
Recently, Alsina revealed to the world that he was involved in a relationship with Jada while she was still married. And even though statements were released denying the affair, Pinkett Smith is now reluctantly confirming that the relationship did indeed exist.
It's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business.
Yeah.
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
During the 12-minute Red Table Talk episode, Jada sat down with Will to explain how she met August 4.5 years ago. But the friendship didn't turn into something more until she and Will were ready to call it quits.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
Yes, we know entanglement is vague as hell, but thankfully, Will pressed her to be more clear.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
We also got clarity on the misconception that Will gave August permission to sleep with his wife.
The only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably.
Yeah.
And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker.
Now, if you're like us, you're probably wondering why August? Well, we'll let Jada explain it.
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just...
It wasn't just Jada who was having affairs and exposing their kids to inappropriate situations. Will was also reportedly having intimate relationships with other men inside their home, and Jaden and Willow were aware of it. Last year, Will Smith's longtime friend, Bilal Smith, came forward and revealed what really went on behind closed doors in the Smith household.
Put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera's penis, squeezing his nipple, and trying to put his finger in his butt. Jada responded to the first global interview that I did with you.
That was a global interview.
Yes, it went all over.
It was
the
in
world.
Arabic. I saw it.
Yeah, it's India, everywhere. I talked for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some pretty, what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to show that it was true. That's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that, I extorted you. There was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the facts came out. Now you, Will, and yourself are in legal jeopardy. Her lawyer sends me a cease and desist letter, which I had to report him to the bar, Kenneth B. Hertz, because he said I never knew Will, that I never worked for Will, and that he said he represented Willard Carroll Smith, which is Will's real name, but he was asking me to take down statements from Jada. So that's what we call in law overreaching. You cannot, if you're saying you represent Will, you can't compel me to do something against Jada. Okay. Right? So I already knew that I had him legally. So I said, okay, I got y'all. Now, once that happened, there was another interview, of course, when she came outside and reiterated that she was suing. Right? And there was another interview with TMZ just after that where one of the cameramen asked Jada, hey, Jada, have you seen Will with any men before? And her answer was no. So now that's a lie too, because I put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera's penis, squeezing his nipple, and trying to put his finger in his butt. After that, they reached out to me through many people, one being Charles Austin, aka Charlie Mack, the federal informant. He reached out to me through a friend. From my understanding, allegedly, it was Will and Charlie.
We gotta go. We're blocking traffic.
We gotta. Oh, we're blacking. I'm sorry.
What
do you say about the allegations? There's like so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We suing. I know that's right. Thank you, Miss Pink.
Teen Jada tried to hide all of this to keep up the image of a perfect marriage, but that story is falling apart. Bilal is now suing Jada for $3 million, claiming she lied about him and damaged his reputation. Jada now has to prove in court that he isn't telling the truth. And if Bilal shows even one of the videos he claims to have, both Will and Jada could be in serious trouble.
The Will and Jada sagas and entanglements and drama was out of the mainstream.
Bro,
here we are again.
It's back. Now, a man by the name of Bilal Salam alleges that Jada and her entourage basically rolled up on him at a birthday party in 2021. He said he was very close friends with Will for decades. But Jada and about 7 other people confronted him at Will's 53rd birthday party. And he claims that she became very aggressive. She told them that if he didn't stop telling her personal business, that he would end up missing or catch a bullet. That's what he's saying. He also claims that Jada was demanding that he sign like a non-disclosure agreement. And he said months later, they actually needed his help. He claims that, after Will's infamous Oscar slap, they were trying to use him to help him with crisis management. But according to the lawsuit, it says the plaintiff refused to perform tasks he believed to be illegal, unethical, or morally compromising. And he's basically saying that he didn't want to be involved in any cover-up or deceptive PR campaigns. And now he feels like they're retaliating against him, and he's suing her for $3 million.
So the threat was regarding what exactly? Rewind that for me.
So the threat was, stop telling my personal business. And he's claiming that she said, or end up missing or catch a bullet, according to him. That's what he's saying.
Got it. And he was working with the family.
That's what it sounds like. Because he says he was very close to Will for years. And at one point they needed him. So, but he refused to cooperate with, stuff that he felt was illegal.
Do you think Jaden speaking out has finally exposed Jada's role in everything that happened behind the scenes? Or is this just another example of a family that should never have lived their lives so publicly? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to Haley Reporter for more real and unfiltered celebrity stories. If this video got you thinking, hit like, share your opinion in the comments, and stay tuned for more updates you won't hear anywhere else.